Lord, y'all, we have updated YouTube. They've me adjust everything, get it all set up like I want it before we keep moving it. But they've updated the app. I don't know if y'all had to update all of y'all's, but now everything the way I'm used to operating it is different. So anyway, we'll get it figured out. I don't like when they spring something new, but when I get used to operating something a certain way, it's when they throw a kink in it, then I'm like, so I got to figure all that out. Um, anyway, we're doing live tonight because, and I'll catch up with the chat here in just a second. I'm gonna lay that iPad. The iPad's on like 30%, so I may lose it sometime. We was busy last night doing the stew cooking, and I didn't. There was so much going on and me talking and entertaining people I couldn't operate. And really, the video I made wasn't that great. It'll be all right. It's got a lot of good music in it, a lot of entertainment. I mean, it's gonna be a decent video, but it wasn't like I made a real fantastic video because there was just a lot going on, hard to film. So my supper tonight consists of leftover stew. Can you imagine that? I finally sent some home with Cal, and there was several others took a little bit home, but not much. And my wife warmed this up, and I promise you, I walked in there and she had it boiling again. It was so hot the devil handed it to me with pot holders. I got me a spoonful of it, burned all the hair off my tongue while ago. I had to lay it there. Been sitting out here 30 minutes cooling. I've been huffing and puffing and blowing on it till I would give a slam out like a hyperventilated. I looked in the refrigerator and there was a cold pone of cornbread in there, so I stuck it off down in there and it used it for an ice cube. We done got it down to a manageable where we can eat at it now. But being we didn't go live last night and you didn't get a video today, I said, well, hey, we'll go live tonight. When y'all eat soup and y'all get you a spoonful, do you go and like seal you slurp it all up there out of your spoon? I make a lot of racket eating soup, which I make a lot of racket eating about near anything. I can't chew with my mouth closed, put too much in my mouth, and then try to talk with my mouth full. And I ain't got nothing out here to wipe my face on except Uncle Sasquatch's shirt. Y'all like I like this shirt. I got a stain on it somehow though over here doing something. I don't know what I doing. I'll get up with y'all's chat in just a second. I ain't ate nothing but I ate some cake that was left over at the cabin when I was cleaning up this morning for breakfast, and I ain't eaten nothing since. So I'm a mite hungry. I may have to get me a bell out here to jingle when I'm doing a live so she come running out here and refill my coffee cup and bring me some more soup. Reckon how well that'd go over. They talked like last night this soup was good. It's all right. We had 4 squirrels in it. I cut up some deer ribs. I hacked them up with a hatchet so they folks got there and saw me using an old hatchet. And I had a deer, some kind of loin I got out of the freezer. I put it in there. I reached off in that freezer. I pulled up his sack. It had these old legs in there. They was about that long. And they didn't have no meat all up into the upper end like a turkey leg up here, but it wasn't no turkey leg. You could tell it was a hacked off the side of an animal. I wasn't sure what it was. I started to throw it in there and I said, well, somebody's going to ask me what's in there. And if I can't honestly tell them, I'd have to lie to them. Or either tell them I don't know. And then they'd think I was joking. Anyway, I didn't. I'm still a mite curious of what that. Go on, Bug. I'm eating this. I'm a mite curious of what that is in there. It's a little bit freezer burnt was the biggest reason I didn't put it in there. I had stuck it in one of them clay bags I twisted up. And it with the intentions of cooking it pretty straight way, and then it's a year later, I know. It ain't good to put stuff in the freezer, especially something odd like that, and not kind of right on something about what it is. I know y'all don't do that, but I did. I'm trying. Y'all will have to pray for me that I get better. I get this soup gobbled down. I'll read y'all's comments and see who all's here. I hear the neighbors down there hollering about something. Y'all hear them? I guess it's good when you start dripping it off you. I wonder what they shooting at. Some of these folks wait a little bit late to do their hunting and shooting. I don't know. It's pretty regular. I hear some loud booms, right after dark. Usually you can get on Facebook in about an hour or two, see a picture of a big old rack of horns. They shot it late this evening. Speaking of that, y'all, Mr. Larry Alexander got him a nice buck today. If y'all was on my Facebook page, I shared a picture of it he sent to me. You'll have to congratulate him on that fine buck he killed. It was a nice one. I'm sure he'd love to tell a tale on how it all went down. I've been so busy today, though, I hadn't had time to get up with him and call him and let him tell his story. Well, I wolfed that down pretty good. I put away some groceries at a high rate of speed. All right. It is a Spirit of the Outdoors on Facebook, Tony. We just look up Spirit of the Outdoors. Brian Hughes, good to see you. Richard Rogers, good God. I think that's firecrackers. Happy Saturday. Jason McAllister, Michigan Prepper, Diane Houston, Francisco, Uncle Sasquatch, Jimmy Sullivan, how you doing? Jimmy was there last night. William C. Boyd, Diana Bowen, y'all, my names is running together on me. I scrolled about the time. Diana Bowen and William C. Boyd. I about put y'all's names together. Yeah, I've got some tomato, but now the tomatoes ain't doing good. I got one tomato about like a golf ball. It ain't growing, but it's so dry here, and you can keep a plant alive watering it. If it ain't raining some, you're just about hard pressed to really make fruit unless you put a lot of water. And I struggle to get out there and water twice a day, and then when I do water, I'm just kind of wetting the ground. You're not really getting a deep, I don't know, it just don't seem to work the same for me anyway. Obviously, you can pour enough water around a plant to make it make fruit. I'm just saying, for me, I generally don't wind up watering something enough. But I do have the turnip greens and stuff we do every fall. Now they do all right. You just growing plants, so it's not that big a deal. And I am watering them. Lee, Jerome Smith, Awesome, Prelude, David Wiggins, Greg Garner, Stephanie Young, how are you tonight? Karen Dunn, Patriot Madness, Charlie Pickerel. Well, I'm glad all of y'all tuned in tonight. We So anyway, talking about the soup here, we brought. After everybody left, I went over there this morning when I started cleaning up, and I got 8 quart jars of stew that was left out of 2 pots of stew. We had a wash pot about half full of stew, and then I guess they are celebrating Christmas tonight. I don't know if y'all can hear all that, but it is definitely firecrackers, big firecrackers. I don't know. I think they must have got their calendars all kind. They might be on one of them Mayan calendars, something. But I dipped up 8 quarts of stew, and that was out of 2 pots of stew. Now we had a small pot. I did a wild game stew, and then we had a wash pot that we cooked a domestic stew. I call it. We had chicken thighs, pork, Western pork ribs, those boneless Western ribs, and I think they may have been some probably beef roast in there cut up, and Daddy makes a fine. He cooked it, and we had a big pot of it. Of course, we put potatoes and carrots and celery and onions and all that stuff. Um, so what I'm doing with it is I brought the 8 quarts home. We normally put it in the freezer. And then you hard pressed to eat it because you got to get it out and you got to thaw it or put it in boiling water, and it's always a nightmare. So we're pressure canning it. So right now Michelle's got the extra stew left over, 8 quarts in there. Well, we opened one of the quarts, so there's 7. And I don't know how many fit in the can or what she didn't fit in the can. She put in the refrigerator. We just gonna eat right here, right straight. And I told her, can it? I can get it out after it's pressure canned and pop the top, warm it up, and eat it right there. Like I think that'll be the way to go. How many of you have pressure canned your stew, leftover stew? So this is my first time doing that. It made more sense to me. I started to just pour it out, but man, y'all, I hate to throw stuff away. I'm so stingy, I reckon. I can't help it. But anyway, I don't know how long. I got 32% battery on this, and I don't know how much battery is on that, but we had a good time, y'all, last night. Everybody that came and showed up, and we talked and carried on and told tales and played cornhole, and J.R. Willis and Tim King got the guitars out. And y'all, if you're not watching J.R. Willis's YouTube channel, you probably don't like bluegrass. He is, and it ain't all bluegrass. It is a lot of just old-timey music, a lot of original. He writes an original tune every morning and plays it on the banjo. Now, they don't all have words, but the original tune. And I mean, he's a phenomenal musician. Can play a guitar and all, too. And then Tim King showed up, y'all. And you see these folks commenting on my videos. Tim King is as good a guitar picker as they are in this part of the country. And I wished Alan Sibley had showed up again, but people's busy and doing stuff. This time of year, there was a lot of people couldn't make it, had other engagements, all kind of stuff going on, and just, it's hard this time of year. And one of the reasons I didn't like planning way in advance what day I was going to do this is there's so many churches in this area that are putting on events, fall festivals. We'll do a trunk or treat for the kids, and y'all, before you jump on me about trunk or treat and celebrating Halloween, we don't decorate Halloween. We don't do no whole bunch of Halloween stuff. I get it, pagan holidays, all this stuff, but y'all got to stop and think. Kids just want to trick or treat and have some candy. And my philosophy is I ain't giving the devil a day, so we take the church and get together and provide a safe place for some kids to get some candy that they ain't knocking on drug door houses and meth houses and stuff like that looking for candy, okay? They gonna go look for candy. The church provides a place that's safe for them to come and get some candy, and then we play some bluegrass gospel music, and we use it for outreach. We take the devil's holiday, and we slap him right in the face with it. That is what we do. So don't jump on me about celebrating. I've had people, every time I have mentioned we're going to do something, oh, that's a pagan holiday. I know it is. So is a lot of other things. but every day is a day that the Lord hath made. So I just wanted to get on that before somebody gonna get there. They always do. Not everybody, but there's always some. And if you don't want to celebrate, don't nothing to do with it, don't. If you feel guilty about it, you don't need to do anything. You know, don't put no lipstick on, no eyeshadow, no nothing. Not on Halloween. You be playing dress up. You know what I mean? Don't do that. All right. So what y'all want to laugh and carry on about? Um, I we had a good time last night, y'all. You know, we fooled around, didn't really tell no whole Jerry Clower tales. But there was some Jerry Clower folks there that loved Jerry Clower. And if you watch this channel long, you know that we love Jerry Clower. I mean, Jerry Clower he is a living legend. And y'all was talking about them gardening, and I thought about old Marcel and Uncle Versey and several of them. They were working in a garden planting some crops. And this old fella, he drove up right there at the end of the road there, and big fancy car, and got out of his car, propped up on the fence, and Uncle Versey was applying a mule. When Uncle Versey got down there close to where he's at, he said, "Hey, fella," said, "that sure is some crooked rows you planting." Uncle Versey said, "That's right." He said, "You can put more corn on a crooked row." The fella said, "Is that right?" He said, "Yep." He said, "I plant a bumper crop right there." He said, "I don't have to have near as many rows." Old boy scratched his head. He said, "I don't know." He said, "I think there ain't much between you and an idiot." Uncle Versey looked at him and said, "No, it ain't nothing but a fence." Well, that old fella, he got mad. He said, "Well," he said, "I'm looking for Mr. Duval Scott." He said, "He owes us some money." Said, "I understand." Said, "You might know where he's at." He said, "No." Said, "I don't know where he's at." He said, "But if I did know," said, "I wouldn't tell you." He pulled out a little old pistol out of his pocket and he started shooting it at Uncle Versey's feet. Boy, Uncle Versey started dancing. Uncle Versey was a counting shot, so he was a dancing a jig. I mean, the dirt was flying up, rocks and stuff was flying. Old mule went to braying. When that last shot, though, went off number 6, Uncle Versey stopped and looked at him. He said, "You through?" And old fellow was a grinning and a laughing. He thought he'd done pulled a good one on old Uncle Versey. Uncle Versey reached up on the Haynes and pulled out that double barrel sawed off shotgun, and he stuck both barrels right up next to that fella's nose, and he said, "Thumb cocked both of them. Click, click, real loud." He said, "Have you ever kissed a mule?" That fella said, "No, but I've always wanted to." Oh, Lord. Lord, y'all, I have really took today. I had to watch Brody, and Michelle had to go deliver some pottery up North Mississippi and go by pick up clay and such as that. So I have kind of sat around here and ain't done no whole lot. That's why the guitar's out here. I've been fooling with it. I can't really play it. I like to play with it, and me and Brody's hung around here after we got through cleaning up everything about 10 o'clock, 10:30. Got all the chairs hauled back to the church and tables and stuff. Cleaned up the pots and washed out the floors and straightened everything up. So it wasn't too big of a deal. You know, a lot of times you have a party, you think about, the dread of cleaning everything up. But we got over there and cleaned up everything, built the fire in the barrel and burned we got a I think it's a skidder rim, what it really is, and burned all the garbage and stuff in it and done away with it. I'm sure somebody frowned on that black smoke going up from them paper plates and plastic forks, but we burned them. That's what rednecks do. Better than them dumping it in a hole somewhere to landfill and it washing down the creeks. That's where that winds up usually. I imagine, I don't know. It's got to go somewhere. But we got all that cleaned up and hung around here. Me and Brody did, let him play. I ain't let him watch TV most of the day, so I told him when it got dark he could watch a little TV, so he's in there glued to it. Oh, ho me. But it is a beautiful night, y'all. I am glad to sit down and just relax. I love the excitement, all the people meeting. I met some people. Mr. Tommy Litchfield come up. Jimmy Sullivan came up, was there. Kyle, y'all see him commenting on here a lot. He came, showed up, brought his kids. And I can't think of everyone that was there, but people that you see that I had never met. I look people in the eye that I've seen comment on here that I never put a face to it. And that's the beauty of some of this, and y'all great people. Everything went smooth. When you introduce a lot of new people, sometimes you never know what can go on, but a lot of good people in the world, y'all. And they right here on this channel. Most all of them are good people. My hat's off to you. I applaud everybody that showed up, came out, supported us, what we're doing here. And I'm just about entertaining, y'all. Oh, good, clean entertainment. If I can make you laugh, if I can warm your heart, tell you a little about the Lord and how He can help you and make you feel good, make you laugh a little, that's what it's all about. And then if I can teach you something you might not have known, that's an even better plus, and that's what we try to do here. Um, I don't know what all we're going to talk about. I figure somebody has got some questions or something going on. Um, I know we fixing to have Halloween come up here pretty well, and me and my mama was sitting here discussing it this afternoon. She had walked up here. The little black dog you see, you probably don't see in a lot of videos. We got a little chihuahua about this long, about yay high. Y'all know how high yay high is, don't you? Anyway, she's got to going off a visit, and I reckon we not feeding her good enough because she rambles off pretty regular. And my mama come brought her back up here today, and we was sitting here talking, and I said, I'm ready for Halloween to get here. She said, really? I said, yeah, because the day after, I'm putting up Christmas. She said, well, I'm ready to put mine up too. Our only problem is this done got hot here. I like it to be cold around Christmas time, but I'm telling y'all, it's going to really swell some folks up. But day after Halloween, the Christmas decorations is coming down. In fact, I may bring them down. Well, we got a festival at the church, Halloween. We'll do trunk or treat. So it'll be day after or so. My Christmas is coming down, and we're going to decorate up everything for Christmas. I love Christmas. I love to decorate for Christmas, so... Karen Dunn says she got some wild lettuce seeds. I have saved some, but now the reason, y'all, that I have not like pushed to hey, I got wild lettuce seeds and I'm gonna send them to you, is this is the blue lettuce, and everybody claims that it's a little weaker. It works, it's wild lettuce, but it is not like the Virosa that is everybody wants. So I really hadn't just tried to push them. Lamb quarter seeds. Stores already have Christmas. Yeah. Well, I went to Lowe's and old Santa Claus tried to shake my hand. I walked in there and old fella turned around and I reached to shake his hand. Oh, that's one of them that just kind of turns like this. And he is a talking. He was bigger than I was, though. That's why I reached to shake his hand. I mean, if he wanted to shake hands, big as that thing was, I wouldn't tell him no. So, anyway, I but they had Santa Claus standing right here. Had two of them. They had a white one and a black one. And then I looked over there, and they was a skeleton. I mean, he had to have been 8 or 9 foot tall over there. And then they was this Grim Reaper. I mean, they had everything lined up right all out there in the storefront. So yeah, I mean, they I don't know what kind of parties and conversations they have at night after they turn the lights off. Y'all watch Toy Story, you know all that stuff comes alive. Ain't no telling what they do when everybody leaves. Y'all like my coffee cup? It's got a pumpkin on it. Now I'm gonna have to get me one. I got about a week to get to use it. We had 2 or 3 sitting over here for sale. Didn't nobody ever buy them, so I told her, I said, I'm fixing to drink out of that and get the good out of it. Turn around where y'all can look at it. Lisa, I just about as soon put my Christmas stuff up in August. I will tell you, we got one tree upstairs and the Santa Claus on top of the cabinets in there. It's been up since last Christmas. I just said, they don't need taking it down. I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. I'm ready to decorate. I love Christmas decoration, and I'm gonna tell you the next thing. As much work as it is to put all the stuff up that we decorate, we put up about probably 4 or 5 trees. Usually, I have one tree that I put up out here on the porch. We wrap all the post lights all on the porch, and then every room in the house. Well, not every room. Our living room is one big room with a kitchen and all. And the balcony, I mean, we wrap everything up with lights. We put Santa hats on the deer heads on the wall and everything. I mean, we redneck it up here, but with a little bit of class. Not a lot. Don't want to look fancy, but a little bit. And I found a new manger scene. I have got a huge manger scene. I found a thrift store. Ceramic, I mean, fine manger scene. It's got everything, the house all on a hill, all the pieces are glued in place. Beautiful. I said, how much you want for that? He said, $5. I said, I'll take it. I like Christmas, y'all. And before I really got delivered from alcohol, I went through a place in life where I despised it. I mean, I didn't celebrate Christmas. And after I got back to celebrate Christmas, I love it. But I understand, I guess after I was delivered from alcohol, the real power of Jesus coming and robing himself in flesh and dying for my sins, living in this earth, living among us, living like us, as God, he didn't have to do that. And I'm thankful, and I celebrate that. And I know a lot of people, there's a lot of pagan stuff connected to Christmas, and you ought not have Santa Claus and all that, but it's all in the spirit I like this time of year. So, Richard Rogers, I totally agree with you. I think it ought to be mandatory. There ought to be a guitar propped up on every porch. They ought to be a list of stories that are mandatorily told. And the mountain men used to do yarns, they called them. They sat around the campfires and they would stretch tales just out of proportion. And y'all, I know some of as good of storytellers around here as they are, but you can't get everybody on camera. Everybody don't like to be on camera. So, it's hard pressed to get some of them folks to sit down and tell tales. But I'm talking about true story tales. Like, this is stuff that happened to them, and they get to telling it, and man, you be laughing till your sides is hurting. But we have got 64 people tuned in, y'all. That is amazing on a Saturday night when everybody's supposed to be watching football. I hadn't even checked any scores or nothing today. I have no idea. Deborah, if I ever get fat, I'm going to buy me a Santa Claus suit. And y'all, I may have Santa Claus here this year at some point. I have seriously considered it. I know him personally. I really do. And I'm thinking about getting him to come down here at some point and be on camera maybe a little bit, and might have some kids come see him. I don't know. It is but I really do know Santa Claus. Somebody looking at me all wall-eyed and crazy, but y'all don't dare tell him kids, what you thinking about telling them. I know Santa Claus. I know him personally. He's been here. Pulled his phone out and said, here's my pictures right here with my suit on. I said, I knew that was you. And when he come, he brought gifts twice. It wasn't even Christmas time. I knew it was him. He goes by a different name when he comments on my videos. And I hadn't seen him actually comment on the videos. You go to my Facebook, Spirit Outdoors Facebook page, and he comments on it a lot. But he don't use St. Nick as his name. He goes by Tony Parker. He showed me a picture. I know good and well he's Santa Claus. Patrick, Y'all, Patrick Wilson is the one that sent me the peppers. There's Patrick Hughes right there together. We got two Patricks. Grateful Ed, how are you? Johnny, good to see you. Robert Evans. Yeah, Robert, hey, I'm serious. If I can get him to come down here at some point around Christmas time, he may come to see Brody. And I would love to get him down here with his suit on and be on camera. And we'll see. Y'all get on my Facebook page and see if you can get up with Tony Parker and tell him y'all want to see Santa Claus on Spirit of the Outdoors. See if he'll make that happen. I feel like we can. I knew he didn't stay up at that North Pole all year. It's just too cold. He got a summer, and I found out he's summering right down here in Mississippi. I mean, he may have to go back up there for a while and work on toys and whatnot. Well, y'all, I've been playing with something right here. I don't know. I can't really play no guitar much. I play with it. And I tell you what I do. I have bought several guitars. I keep thinking that I'll find one of them that I can play, and I hadn't yet. So I'll play with one a little while, and I'll find another one that I like, and I'll buy it thinking, well, I bet I can play that one. I'm not gonna quit. I'll keep at it. But persistence is the key, ain't it? I'm reading at y'all's comments. Y'all are talking. Usually Mr. Larry Alexander is on here, but I guarantee you tonight he's cutting up deer meat. I was looking to see if he ever showed up on here. Yeah, Jerome Smith, he needs a vacation too. Oh, Santa Claus, he works hard this time of year, y'all. I mean, you think about all the toys he's got to make, and I don't know how them elves do it. We got one that shows up down here occasionally. I think his name is Bobo, one of them little red ones. He moves all over the house at night. You get up in the morning and he'll be into the most awful stuff. We may try to see if we can get him on YouTube a little bit here later in the year when he shows up. I think it's usually after Thanksgiving before he ever gets here. They so busy up there. They have to wait till late. They can't come as soon as we start putting out Christmas decorations. Sing you a song, man, I can't sing. I play with a guitar a little bit, but as far as me, honest to God, y'all, as far as me sitting down and just covering a song that I have heard somewhere, I'm not real good at it. I got a habit of sitting out here on the porch and just picking at it. But I will tell you this. I have been working on a theme song, and J.R. Willis helped me a little bit, and I still hadn't figured out just how I want to do it. I got the words wrote down, and I know how I want to start the first licks off, but I never did really get a rhythm of it, and my struggle is singing and playing. A lot of people, man, you can tell it just comes so natural to them, and I get so jealous, and then I had to go repent and pray over that. And I said, Lord, just let me just wake up one day and be like an awesome guitar player. He ain't done that yet. But I ain't quit praying for it. Maybe one day it'll happen. So anyway. From the highest mountain to the river that flows, and the sun that shines on every plant that grows. You can feel it in the wind and you can feel it in the rain. You can find it in success and you can find it in the pain. It's the spirit that moved on the face of the deep. And it's still moving deep inside of me. From down in my soul through videos it pours. We call it the spirit of the outdoors. All right, y'all, that is going to wind up one day being a theme song that starts out every video. Obviously, we won't play the whole song through all of them, but those first licks, I have kind of wanted to see if I could get a way to trademark them, and I got to smooth it all out where it kind of just runs together. But anyway, I have been playing with a guitar for a lot of years, and I just... Well. If I get to fooling with this thing, I'll sit here and play with it all night. We won't even talk about nothing. It is consuming and somewhat addictive. But this old guitar, I bought it in a pawn shop back probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I was in there one day and it was just so beautiful. I picked it up and it played good, but it don't really sound real good. It don't have that ring to it. And I got to looking, and you can't tell on camera probably, but down way inside of there is a lot of what looks like wood glue running down the side. And I said, that old guitar has been tore up at some point, and somebody has worked on it. So anyway, it don't sound real good. And I want to get me a good guitar, an acoustic guitar. I figure if I bought a real nice one, if I had a Martin or a Gibson or even a Guild. I like some of them old Guild guitars. I said if I had one of them, I bet I could play it. This and you know, you can't play a cheap guitar. So anyway. Looked down into her brown eyes, said, say a prayer for me. She threw her arms around him and whispered, God will keep us free. They could hear the riders coming. Said, this is my last fight. They may take me back to Texas. They won't take me back alive. There were 7 Spanish angels in the altar of the sun, and they were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took the another angel home. She reached down and she picked up the gun that lay smoking in his hand. Said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. She knew the gun was empty, and she knew she could not win. But her final prayer was answered when the rifles fired again. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. But when the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. The 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. And I know y'all, I butchered that song, so don't even. I don't sit here and claim that I am a good guitar picker. I just. I have got some stuff wrote down that I might could play on a little bit. I ain't good at none of it. And I have wrote a bunch of stuff, but I don't have words. I mean, have music and such as that with it. I had one over here, though, I thought I might, let's see. Oh, Lord. Oh, I like this one right here. This is a good old tune. I like these old tunes. And I have to read the words because y'all, I'll forget everything I am doing. This world is not my home. I'm just passing through. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. Angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know that I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? I lost my place, y'all. I know the word. Angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. They're all expecting me, and that's one thing I know. My Savior pardoned me a long time ago. Now he'll see me through. I'm so weak and poor, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Y'all, I'm good at butchering songs. I'm probably the only person that's willing to get live on camera and slaughter a song quite like that. But it don't really bother me too much. When you wing everything, videos and all, eventually you just kind of get comfortable with it. Oh, Lord. Yeah, trying is what counts, Robert, because it sure ain't succeeding too much. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Patrick, you better get them peppers took care of. We'll see you next time. What a beautiful thought I am thinking. Concerning the great speckled bird, to know that my name is recorded on the pages of God's holy word, desiring to lower her standards. They watch every move that she made. They long to find fault with her teaching, but really she makes no mistake. I'm glad that I've learned of her meekness. I'm glad that my name is on her book, for I want to be one never fearing the face of my Savior to look. And when he cometh descending from heaven like a cloud, on a cloud like he said in his word, I got it wrote down funny. I'll be joyfully carried to meet him on the wings of a great speckled bird. I really want to learn that one. I have, so anyway, I'm looking for a song that I have actually been practicing. There's one I like right there. And then will the circle be unbroken? All right. I think I remember how this went. As I kneel in the darkness in the middle of the night, praying for assurance everything's gonna be alright. Lord, I see another battle out in front of me. Afraid I won't be able, and I go down in defeat. And he said, do you remember where I brought you from? Just take a look behind you, see how far we've come. And every time you ask me, didn't I deliver you? So why would you be thinking that I would not see you through? He said, I walked on the water, calmed the raging sea, spoke to the wind, it hushed and I gave you peace. Didn't I run to your rescue? Didn't I hear you when you called? I walked right beside you just so you wouldn't fall. Didn't I leave all of heaven just to die for your sins? Searched until I found you, and I do it all again. I need to get all that on one page, though. She's talking to her father in a house that was once a home. She said, my bills are coming due, Lord. 6 days just ain't that long. She hears a voice so still and low, says, I've moved like that before. I do this little thing for you when I give you so much more. And he said, I walked on the water and I calmed the raging sea. I spoke to the wind, it hushed and I gave you peace. Didn't I run to your rescue? Didn't I hear you when you called? I walked right beside you just so you wouldn't fall. Didn't I leave all of heaven just to die for your sins? I searched until I found you, and I do it all again. Y'all, that is one of my favorite songs, probably, that is of modern flavor. And it is written and recorded by people that I personally know. They pastor a church right here. They're the Dunaways. They have a YouTube channel, I think. I don't know if they actively run it anymore. But they used to travel and sing a good bit. And my wife's cousin, he actually traveled with them and played guitar. And they're the Dunaways. You can... But anyway... Let me go back. I have missed y'all all kind of comments and all such as that. So anyway, forgive me for butchering all them songs. And Kana Dunaway, if you see this, forgive me for butchering your song. I just enjoy it so much. So anyway, yeah, Joyce, you got here just in time. I've heard that somewhere before. I don't know where. But anyway, Michigan Prepper, how are you tonight? And Jerome Smith, I don't know the garden. I'm not sure I'm even familiar with the song. Maybe I don't know. And like I said, I am not a guitar player. I don't claim to be. I don't try to do music. I don't play music at church. I like to get out here on my porch and entertain myself, and that's about the extent of it. I do love to sing. I'm just not good at it. I guess that don't never stop a fella from trying, though. I get in that shower and I sure belt one out in there. Probably ought not, but anyway, I enjoy doing it. But the Dunaways are very good at what they do, and very talented musicians. I'm knocking stuff all off over there. So anyway, I wanted to do that song. If y'all will forgive me for about 5 minutes. I know I run about half of everybody off when I started singing because we had nearly 100 people and we're down to 50. So I know that's how terrible my singing and playing was. But anyway, we're going to probably carry on a little bit. I'm finna go get some more coffee, fill my cup up, and then we'll get into something a little more fun. Hang on. You want to be on live in your... You going to be on live in your drawers? No. No? Well, come over here and stick your head on camera and tell them hey right quick. Dad. Oh, tell them hey. Look up there. Dad. Look, tell them hey. Hey. There's about 50 people are looking. Daddy run a bunch of them off trying to play the guitar. They got mad and said, man, I ain't listening to this god-awful bellowing and caterwauling. They probably thought there was old cat out here dying on the porch. Dog had it up chewing on it and whatnot. What? What you wanting? Oh, he sees himself on there. Look, you got one candy left in there. You take them and go on in the house with them. Mama's making you a mayonnaise sandwich, ain't she?
Yeah.
Go in there. Ah, Brody come said, hey, y'all. I don't know, Robert, I don't even know that was joyful, was it? It was just a noise. I heard one old fella, he said, make a joyful noise, not just a noise. And some of that got off of caterwauling really joyful. But I know what you mean. Oh, at least everybody didn't get mad and leave, huh? Yeah, Joyce, he's got that shirt laid out on the counter in there. I think he's waiting on a fishing trip. I went in there and Michelle, she's got her chair y'all propped up. She's babysitting that counter in there like she's watching TV. 90 minutes that thing's got to cook to can that soup. We got one of them canning books that we kind of go by, and that's the way we've always, whatever we're going to can, we look in that ball canning book, and whatever it says, that's kind of the way we run with it. And I go and do the beans, but we hadn't canned a whole lot of stuff, pressure canning. So this year probably I'm gonna can deer meat if I can get enough jars cleaned out, because what extra jars I just had, we've started putting soup in tonight. So what do y'all got on your mind for tonight? Questions, comments, topics to talk about. We're not gonna go no god off a long time tonight. Oh, I know last time we plumb near went 3.5 hours, wound up preaching and all such as that. I'm gonna try not to do all of that and go that long. One of Brody's trucks is over there done cranked up, fixing to take off. Ain't even nobody over there playing with it. One of them Lightning McQueen, you hear it? I don't know, that thing just cranked up, started lights come on and everything. It's blowing the horn and all. Well, they cut it off. Booger Man may be in it. I bet that's what it is. He better watch slipping around here on this porch. I can grab him up by the tail. And I have a bunch of jars. I got a cardboard box out here that's got about 20 in it. But they are filthy. And I hate to I'm gonna have to get over there with some kind of scrub bud. I tell y'all what, when you get ready to clean jars, and I tell you what to use. You go on to the auto parts store, or Walmart's in the auto parts section, and you get you one of them real stiff chrome wheel cleaning brushes. You know, it's got a handle and a straight brush sticking out. That thing done took off again over there. Must be a frog hopping up and down on it. But anyway, you take that brush, you poke in and out of them wheels and clean them chrome wheels with it, man, you stick that right down in that jar and wring it out good. That's the best thing to clean the jar with. I found that out right quick. Because I'm one of them problem solvers. When I have a problem, I start looking at what have I got laying around to solve this with. So anyway, if you needed that tip, maybe that'll help y'all. Chris, that is a dandy little 22. And I took it the other day, y'all. I did something that hurts my feelings so bad. I was in the pottery shed making pottery, and Roscoe got down there behind the shop, went to barking. And that squirrel, what been eating my corn up, was running up a tree out there. And I said, well, Roscoe's got him treed. I'm going to shoot him. And he went way up a pine tree and hopped out on a limb, run to another pine tree and tapped it and went to another pine tree over there. And I got that rifle and I kept slipping around and peeping around that tree where I could see him, and I finally spotted him up there when he got still. He was running, and I tried to, somebody said to do like a hawk, and I went, he stopped up there, just froze right there on the limb, and I got a bead on him. I was like, pow! Man, he took off running down, run on another limb, and got over there and got steel on the side of the tree. And when I popped it, I realized I had put some of them, instead of the hollow points that I normally shoot, I had some of them solid nose bullets. It just made a hole in him, and he run over there and then laid down on this limb and died. And I got to looking, there was 2 limbs stuck out like that. I had done shot him 3 more times. I said, well, there ain't no need. And I guess he stayed up there till the buzzards found him. Boy, it made me say, man, I hate to kill him and not get it needed. I mean, I had putting him in that stew on my mind when I went to shooting at him. I said, I need 1 more for it. So instead of 5 squirrels, I wound up with just 4 in there. Roscoe is in the house. Roscoe's in a mite of trouble again. Roscoe's got this problem. Y'all gonna have to pray for Roscoe. I've went 3 times today to get Roscoe from my neighbors up the road. Usually when this happens, they wind up with puppies in about 60 days. So anyway, I think this time they got tired of giving away puppies, that they got the little dog put up there. I think. I ain't sure. So anyway, Roscoe's in there. You can't let Roscoe out to use the bathroom or nothing, and he stands in there and just shakes. He's love struck. I mean, he's eat up with it. He can't control himself. He whimpers and whines. I mean, I said, there's some folks I noticed just about like that. They get in a fit, they don't know what to do. No self-control whatsoever. Oh, Roscoe, he just can't help it. He can't do a thing about it. I preached to him and preached to him until I was blue in the face. It ain't helped one bit. I said, the Lord's gonna have to touch him, because I can't do nothing with him. I put him on a chain today, and oh, Lord God, y'all have thought I'd killed him. He sat down there on that chain and whined and wallered and cried and caterwauled and squalled. I mean, you'd have thought somebody was down there killing a cat and skinning it alive. But I brought him in the house. He's in there in the bed now. But Lord. Well, outdoors with JT, we got a coffee pot over there last night, and I was telling Nikki, she was the one making that cowboy coffee, was making it on the stove. We had 2 of them percolator pots going over there, and I have an extra one of them tops. I said, they said you can use it, but that thing, it ain't nothing but a glass globe with screws down on there, so the ones I got you can't use. So I'm gonna have to figure out exactly what coffee pot top you're talking about, because the one I got wouldn't work. No, Miss Diana Bowen, I don't never rob them. We've had bees in them boxes for going on 6 years and they ain't never been opened up. But what it is just about a foot square box that is about 4 foot tall with a hole drilled in the top, in the front and the back, and it's got a big wide lid on it so that rain, stays off of it. And it's just a place to have some bees, for them to have a place to get, because they have logged everything around here. They ain't a tree big enough to have a hole in it for a bee to make a hive. Everything's saplings around here that I know of. They may be a few hollow trees down in one spot. Y'all. Oh, Elon Musk, he gonna have to work on his satellites up there or something. I don't know. I ain't gonna have this. I'll call him right now. Get him on the horn. I say, hey, is this Elon? They say, no, I want to talk to him right now. Put him on the phone. My internet's messing up. Yeah, it's doing something. We'll call Elon up and we'll give him an earful. That's what we'll do. Yeah, EMP, they fixing to shut us down. It's over with. When we go dark, y'all, yawn then. I'm gonna play my guitar. I'm gonna scoot my chair out here to the edge of the porch where I can watch it go down. Because there ain't a thing you can do. If they turn the power off on us, we just get a ride to ride. I think about that old song that Diamond Rio wrote. Said Daddy was a sidewalk soapbox preacher looking forward to the end of the world. That's the way some of us are. Y'all ain't heard that song, have you? For I don't remember the name. Well, sir, y'all it keeps going off up here, Larry. Well, sir, y'all it keeps going off up here, Larry. Every time you comment, it goes off. I don't know what's going on. If it keeps doing it, we'll have to end this because I'm not gonna sit here and fight with it. I know y'all don't want to watch it cutting on and off either. I imagine there's so many satellites zooming around up there in outer space. It's probably space junk going in front of them. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. That's what I'm finna start telling everybody it is. When my internet goes out, that's that space junk going in front of them satellites. It's getting between my receiver and the satellite up there. They got all this space junk up there. Probably bombs is what it is. These big space bombs is floating around. We'll come up with something. Whatever. If anybody can tell one bigger than that, I mean, we might as well stretch it all out of proportion. Shofar blast, we just making up tales as we can come up with them just as fast as I can think of it. We got bombs floating in front of the satellites right now, and they cut the internet off. Every time one goes, I have to reconnect. We're going to get our binoculars here in a minute and look at them if it keeps on. Oh, you work on internet for a living? Well, is that what's happening to it? Hey, I ain't figured out why they charge so much for internet. It ain't like they having to dig it up out of the ground and mine for it or something. I mean, they either turn it on or turn it off. I mean, I don't understand how it works, I reckon. It's like the more you use, well, you used up so much, we're going to have to cut you off and slow it down after 50 gigabytes. You done used all you allowed. They rationing it out to us. I ain't figured it out yet, you know. Electric company don't do that. They just run your bill up. They don't care how much you use, you know. What if they did like the internet? You know, all of a sudden, yeah, you done use this many kilowatts, your lights all go dim. Oh, Lord. Yeah. But anyway, Larry showed up, and every time he comments, it cuts off. But Mr. Larry Alexander, good to see you tonight. Congratulations on your deer. Well, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. After I got this Starlink, everything has worked fabulous. Now, I will tell you this: I can upload a good 20 to 30-minute video within about an hour, sometimes 2 hours at the max. And I was with what I had before, that AT&T mess that shot over here to a tower would take me 2 days. So I'm still way ahead of what I had. Larry Alexander, tell us your deer tale. I mean, just type it all out. Write us a book. We'll get you a publisher. Tell us a tale. You had to drag it uphill both ways, 2 miles, dragging it by the hind feet. He had plenty handles on that deer, y'all. I'm telling y'all ought to seen this deer. If I wouldn't film it with my phone, I'd hold the picture up there where y'all could see it. It's, what was it, Larry, a 10 point? 9 or 10? I really didn't even count them. It was so big, I was so jealous I didn't want to count them. I'm kidding. I really didn't know. But I know you give out. You've been processing deer all day. E.T. wrecked his bike into one of them satellites. I'm rolling with that one. Yep, that's what happened right there. E.T. is up there tinkering on them satellites. He got that long finger out there, and he's jugging it at them satellite thing. He's probably up there mashing buttons on it. What's this one do? What's this one do? Oh, Lord. Tony, you found it. Yeah, get on there. Big 8. And y'all, when he says big 8, he's not exaggerating. What was the width? Did you measure the inside beam width? Inside the inside of the widest point, Larry. How much was it? Y'all, I'm guessing from what I saw, it was at least 18 to 19 inches. At least. Most likely more than that. He killed a stud of a deer. He didn't just get lucky and kill a good deer. The Lord blessed him with a giant of a deer. But I'm proud of you, y'all. When somebody else does something and has some success at something they do, I am not a trophy hunter, but when somebody kills a trophy, congratulations. I am proud of you. You know, if I see a big deer, I'm gonna shoot a big deer now. I mean, I'm not against killing a trophy deer, okay? Let's be clear. I don't go to the woods to look for trophies. I go to hunt meat. And if I get a trophy, I'm happy. And Mr. Larry got a trophy today. I mean, he did. Nice shirt. You talking about mine, Diana? This is from Uncle Sasquatch Outdoors. Y'all go check out Uncle Sasquatch's channel if you hadn't. He been making knives here recently. Made one out of a razor blade. Well, you know, old man on a straight razor. And sent Brody a knife the other day, y'all. Beautiful little knife he sent Brody. So, Larry, you mean there's a bigger one than that walking around in them woods up there? What in the world are y'all? What have y'all got in the water up there? Y'all must have a nuclear power plant or something that's leaking a little bit in the water in the river, you know. growing them horns way out here. He can make a hat rack out of that and show enough and hang 3 or 4 cowboy hats on it and they wouldn't even touch. Yeah. I was hoping you'd find that we was live and get on here. Bushcraft with a Preacher is here. Good to see you this evening. Good to see you. Oh, me, y'all. Hey, Tommy Litchfield, they are putting something in the water up there for them deer. I tell you what they're doing. If it's as dry in North Carolina as it is here, they probably putting out buckets of water and hunting over them. I bet you that's what he's doing. Larry, was you hunting over a 5-gallon bucket of water? I know you was. They won't eat corn right now because it's so dry they can't choke it down. I got a corn pile down there. The ants has been fighting over it for 2 months and they ain't got enough water to get it washed down. They can't even eat it. Lord help. You can go down there and go fishing. I went caught some crappie the other day. Man, before you scale them, you got to pull all the ticks off of them. I mean, it's bad. I seen 2 bullfrogs. They had them a blade of grass out there trying to wring it out. It's terrible, y'all. I ain't kidding. I looked up out there the other day and there was 4 or 5 coons out there had the water hose turned on, taking turns drinking out of it. Finally got, I looked at the forecast. They got us back in 85 degrees every day for the next 10 days. Ain't a drop of rain in the forecast. If they don't get that weather modification back in gear and see these clouds, we're going to all get parched. Tommy, these fish down here is just before having to get them a canteen. But yeah, when the fish start toting a canteen, y'all, it's dry. It's dry. Karen Dunn, good night. We'll see you next time. Karen, do you know what the best way to do things is? the way you like to do it. First year oats, acorns. Oh, Michigan prepper, we fixing to eat mealworms. You ain't heard? They mashing these meal. They already grinding up bug protein to make these protein powders. These weightlifters is going. Somebody caught on to it, and they using a code name like something X3 or something like that. This new protein powder, and all that. The weightlifters is just gobbling it up, and they found there's a bunch of bugs they got ground up. Oh Lord, folks will try anything to make a dollar. How do you aim primitive bow? Well, the arrows actually they have a pointer on one end, and you just point that at what you want to shoot at. That's how arrow got its name. Arrow points that direction. When you draw it back, it's got a pointer on the end, and you point that at what you want. I'll be honest with you, I can't answer that. You draw back, and it's a feel. There ain't no sights. I kind of look at the tip of my arrow, literally. And kind of put it on what I'm shooting, and at certain distances you got to up and down, but it's tricky. Somebody that's more of an expert at it needs to really explain it. I can do it. I can't tell it. Not without being funny. It's just. Hound Jog, you miss Brody. He come out here in his drawers a little while and just might near mooned everybody and waved a little bit and made faces at the iPad over here. I had it laying there, and he's gone. He had something on dinosaurs on TV in yonder he was looking at, and I told him he was probably fixing to eat everybody, but he didn't believe it. Tribalism, good to see you. Oh, Patsy, you hadn't just about missed nothing. We all here for a while. We usually do 3.5 hours. We at 78 minutes right now. Oh, there's no telling how long we'll be. It's just getting good. I've just about got enough coffee in me that I can't shut up. So that's fuel for the fire. You like my cup? If you want one of these cups, I got, look at him. I got 2 more of them sitting right here. They ain't got nothing in them, so. They was 4 sitting there. We shipped one of them off, and I confiscated one of them to drink. I'm going to mix them all around. Know which one's got the coffee in there. But if you want one of these cups, before Halloween is over and fall is gone and they discontinued because there ain't but 3 left in captivity, and I'm drinking out of one of them, get on southernmudpottery.net and you can order one of them cups. I just thought I'd plug Southern Mud Pottery right quick. Sold our farm in Franklin now. Well, Hound Jog, I knew I hadn't heard from you in a while, and I have been bad curious as to what was going on. Hadn't seen a comment, heard nothing out of you, and I didn't know. I was up in Somerville last week. We delivered pottery to, there's a florist there in Somerville. I need me a bell out here to ring. Says, coffee, more coffee. Get my... Hound Jog, I'll have to figure out how to get up with you. I think I still have your email address. Email you when we up that way sometime. We are seriously threatening to spend Christmas in the mountains. We did that several years ago. I like to go when there ain't a lot of traffic. And I know like prior to Christmas, there's a lot of traffic. the day or two, like immediately after Christmas, like if you go Christmas Day, it ain't too bad up there. But I would like to go like 3 or 4 days before Christmas and then be back here by Christmas Eve. I don't know. I'm never gonna spend more than 2 or 3 days off somewhere. I mean, by that I'm missing chickens and dogs and need to feed and take care of stuff. So I don't know. Somebody tell me when there's the least amount of traffic, right before Christmas or right after Christmas. And we're talking Bryson City, Cherokee, some of those places on up. And I like to go just right. I don't care a thing about Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. If I never drive through either one of them, I'll be just as happy as a lark. Now, I do like Gatlinburg's Craftsman's Row back off on the back over there. I can enjoy it some. But hey, we don't have cold weather here. I would like to go up there for Christmas and be up in the mountains, see all the Christmas lights, decorations such as that. Any of y'all ever do that? It's been a long time since I have spent Christmas up around in the Smokies. And I know some of y'all is out toward the Rockies. I can't drive that far. Not Christmas. I'm coming one day. Somebody buy me a plane ticket out there, and then when I get there, chauffeur me around and point and say, this is the Grand Tetons, and this is Jackson Hole, and this is this, and this is that, and this is Yellowstone, and this is where Jedediah Smith fought them Blackfeets, and that's what all I want to hear. Because I done read all them books and watched all them movies. I want to see Jeremiah Johnson's house. That's where I want to go. Some of y'all know him, don't you? Well, y'all, somebody come up with something to talk about him. We are running out of ideas. Y'all are not in the chat talking to us. Spent Easter there a good many years ago. I ain't never been at Easter time. We've always been like June, sometime over in that area, and then I have been once or twice in the fall. Now, one of the best trips is when we rode the motorcycles up there in the fall, and it was cooling off, and we was leathered up, and we rode through all the mountains, and the leaves were changing. That was a lot of fun, but now I don't have a scooter anymore. Martin Meltzer, I do listen to classical music, but I plug my phone into a DeWalt radio and I listen on Spotify now. I had Amazon Music and I fired them. They took Ricky Skaggs off. I went to listen to one of my Ricky Skaggs albums and they wasn't none of his stuff on there anymore. I said, you know what? I had enough of this mess. They had already made me mad when they took Johnny Cash's version of one of them gospel songs. I like it. He sung, "Will the Circle Be Unbroken" or something like that Johnny Cash sung. No, it was Johnny Cash doing the Great Speckled Bird. They took it off. They keep pulling stuff off that I'm used to listening to, and I just fired them. So I got Spotify. And I'd listen to some classical music while I'm making pottery. I do like my classical music, but normally I listen to a book. Larry, the truck project. Yeah, contentious woman. Yeah, you let me ring a bell out here in Holler Coffee. She'd probably bring it. I'd probably get an earful too. She's a good woman. She'd bring it. But she'd probably frown up and just wrinkle that forehead up real hard. Truck project. Don't stand still. I gotta go. I hadn't been to town. I did go to town yesterday and I bought all the stew stuff. I gotta wait till Michelle ain't with me so I can slip over to the auto parts place and get me a can of that Bondo. I've decided I'm gonna try to straighten out some of them dents before I spray it. So that's kind of what held up there. And then I had to stew all that stuff going. So a lot of my projects has kind of been held up because I fished and hunted a little bit. I had a few days off. I fished and hunted last week. I made that dip net. Hey, y'all don't know it, but I made a dip net video will be up next week. Um, where is Israel heading? Hound Jog, I'll be honest with you, I really, I don't know. I briefly mentioned it today as I filmed just in time, and I hadn't kept up with it. I really hadn't. A lot of people is asking, what about Israel? I don't know, and I tell you why. God will take care of Israel. All I can worry about is me. Oh, I can't do nothing to help them. Some of them people may need judgment. I don't know them people. They may all be wonderful and top notch, but I know that as a people, they are like anybody else. They go through cycles of times that they're close to God and following God, and in times that they like worshiping Baal and sacrificing kids in the Bible. So it's just because Israel is God's nation don't mean that he's pleased with those people at all times. So he may let, the Bible says that whenever the last days are, and I don't know that this is it, they thought when they went to war back in the 70s that all it was fixing to wrap up then too. So, but it's hard to say, you know. I mean, we know what's gonna happen, but is this it? We don't know. Most likely, if this is the last days of Israel, you'll watch them just about get wiped out. They'll destroy Israel, and God will hide the 144,000 in the wilderness. But I don't know if this is it or not. Yeah, Tommy said Mirror Spirit might cloud up and rain all if you that bell ringing. Yeah. When is a camping trip coming up? Brian, I do not know. I keep saying I'm finna go camping, and I keep coming up with stuff to do. My problem is I've always, at this time of year in the spring when the weather's right, I've got pottery running out my ears. My downtime that I could go would be in a boiling hot of the summer. That is our slow time. So we're going to have to make it happen. I want to go. I may try to pull one off this next week sometime. But here's my problem. I was out of clay for 2 or 3 days, and I was prepping for the cooking at the cabin. And I spent 2 or 3 days playing around here and didn't go. The next thing, my buggy's about to fall all apart again. I have got to spend quite a few dollars on it to put the front end back together again. So I don't know. We're going to get a camping trip up here sometime. What load am I using in the flintlock? I am shooting 27 grains of powder and I think a 350 round ball. 350. I'll have to look. I don't remember. I've got a mold. I make my own round balls, but I can't remember now exactly the diameter. I think it's 350. I'm not sure. The new Christmas CD that Tipper has for sale. Her dad and brother Paul. I have it coming. Can't wait to get it. Who is Tipper? Tipper. I'm unfamiliar with Tipper. Tipper. I have to look that up. Diana said it may not be any colder in the mountains. Larry said very true. I don't know nothing about the mountains. I thought the higher up you got, the colder it got, but I'm down here in Flatland. I'm a Flatlander. No, we don't dig our own clay, Tony. We go buy it at a ceramic store. It actually comes out of Pennsylvania, I think. I had in mind it was California, but the last time we ordered, the trucks were all stuck in Pennsylvania, so I don't know. It must be coming from up north somewhere. But no, we buy it. We have good clay here. There is clay that is from my area, like within 20 or 30 miles of here, that McCarty's and Peter's Pottery use for all their, but I don't know where it's. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. I think it's a secret. Yes, it's a 36 caliber. 36 caliber flintlock. Nora, God will never be done with Israel. In fact, when we're all gone and stuff, they're going to be 1,000 years of peace that they prosper and whatever happen. I mean, the Bible talks about 1,000 years of peace where the lamb will lay with the lion. God will never be done with his people. Now, there may be some individuals there that he's done with that he lets die and be gone. But as far as a nation, he'll never be done with Israel. That's his chosen nation. Oh, 48, but got up to 68. Larry, it got up to 85 here today. 85 degrees. That's too hot to be hunting. That's why I ain't deer hunting. Not to mention, y'all, I ain't got no hunting license, not near one. Let me tell y'all about my hunting license. I went down there to buy a hunting license at the pawn shop, and I said, hey, I need some hunting license. I need duck stamps. I need archery. I need the whole sportsman's package. I need trapping license. I need everything. I mean, if you got it, I want it. She said, can't sell them to you. I said, what? She said, mm-mm. I said, no, why not? She said, because yours ain't expired yet. I looked down and I looked at them. I had about 3 more weeks of license left on my thing. I said, okay. I said, well, that's going to put me in a bind. I just about know it. Well, I went hunting the other day and then I got to thinking about it and I got home and I pulled them out and they had expired 2 days prior. I said, ooh, I'm glad I didn't happen up into old Green Britches. So till I get back to town now and buy all my hunting license, I got to stay off of public land now. So anyway, I can't. Oh, Tipper Presley. I don't know about Tipper. I know Corey and Katie. I don't know Tipper. Tipper Presley. Tipper. I don't know him as Tipper. Is that what the... I know Matt. What's the mama's name? Is that Tipper? Tipper must be the mama. I'm sorry, I don't know. I do watch them, not a lot. I don't watch nothing a lot no more. I don't have time. Okay, their mama's name is Tipper. Okay. I did not know that. I really didn't. I knew Katie, Corey, and Matt, and Mom. Because they always say Mama. You know what I wanted to ask them? I really wanted to connect with them. I ain't had a chance, but they do all these terminologies and words and all, and I get a kick out of it because theirs is a lot similar to ours. But I ain't heard them talk about somebody being curious. You know, y'all call somebody curious. Like that old boy down the road is curious. He don't want nobody petting his dog. I mean, he's just curious. They can't nobody tell him nothing. I mean, the way he acts, no, he's just bad curious. Y'all know anybody that's curious? And I don't know how to spell it. I went to type it on one of their videos one day. I was going to comment it. And I sat there and tried to figure out how to spell curious. And I just deleted it and didn't even send a comment because I didn't know how to spell curious. I mean, it kept looking like curse, and I didn't want them to think I was talking about cursing somebody. I didn't know. How do you spell curious? You know, I don't know. Anyway, I get confused on stuff sometimes. Yeah. But I'll have to check out their Christmas album. I love Christmas music. Yeah, them girls, they good. They good people. They sing good. They sent me one of their CDs. It's in the truck there. That's the only place I got a CD player is in the truck. I need one. I tell you what I need. I need a cassette player. Y'all got a working cassette player? Because I got a stack of Jerry Clower tapes about yay high that ain't on record somewhere that I can't listen to. I got Dogs I Have Known, An Officer in a Ledbetter, Live at Dollywood. I mean, I got a bunch of good ones. Can't listen to them. I look at them occasionally and go, boy, I'd like to listen to that. I like to hear Jerry talk about Marcel Ledbetter and him driving that pulpwood truck. Anyway. No, is it curious? I think it's curious. We don't say curious. We say that old boy is curious. Anyway, all holidays are pagan. Every holiday is pagan. Every one of them. Even Easter. That rabbit's pagan. I mean, every holiday's pagan. Got pagan roots to it. Every one of them. I bet George Washington's birthday is pagan. You check it out. I bet it is. Who's Chi? Yeah, it means strange, most definitely, Robert. I like the CYURS. That I like that because it's different. That's the way it needs to be spelled. Curious. But anyway, well, the Q works too. I tell you what. What if we put the QY? That ain't never been done before. They put a U behind it. We want QYERSE. That's what we want. Or QYURSE. That's the way we'll spell it. Yeah, touched in the head. That's what them Native Americans told about that old boy that got out and they called him preacher. They said he preached for an hour and a half out there in the middle of the sun. But yeah, do y'all, we talking about how to spell it, but do y'all call somebody curious if they strange act and say, oh man's curious? I mean, I know an old fellow lives around here that he's got more money than he can shake a stick at. But he wears the same old pair of blue jeans and the same old jacket around every day and a pair of shoes with duct tape wrapped around them. Won't spend a nickel on nothing. That's curious. I know he's got well over $100 and something thousand in the bank. He won't spend it. I mean, Belize. Good Lord, Dave Harder, you a long ways off over there. I really don't even. I'll have to get a map to look to see where that is. That ain't from there. That ain't from around here. Oh Lord. Yeah, they broke in. Yeah. I think that little boy broke in. Oh, y'all, I got low battery stuff coming up on my phone repair. It might die. This one's on 13. So if this thing just goes off again, it might be all she wrote. Oh, he spelled it with a K, Robin did. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Say he's been tampered with. Yeah. Well. Anyway, old folks is curious now. I'm sure that derailed my train of thought somewhere back up here on questions I was answering. So anyway, I was looking the other day about Jerry Clower. He was talking about that tape player down there. I had that little stack of Jerry Clower tape scratching my head. Looking at them, going, boy, I'd like to listen to these, and I couldn't find no way to listen to them. And I got a tape player out there, but every time I put a tape in it, they talk like this on it. And I talk slow, but I don't talk that slow, so I couldn't deal with that. And it didn't really sound like Jerry Clower because when he starts on that, oh, shoot this thing, he was going, oh, shoot this thing. I couldn't listen to it. Oh Lord. Anyway. We'll get it worked out though where we can get Marcel Ledbetter team back up down there in the pottery shed some way or another. I got some of them on my phone, but they don't have all the albums available on there. You can't buy all of his old albums Oh, I found some records, but my record player got to acting funny in there. Y'all stuff get to acting funny. That's another word. Everything, if it don't work right, we say it's acting funny. So anyway. Oh, Carol, we ain't talking on nothing in particular. We just talking. I mean, the conversation goes from this to that to whatever. I mean, you never know. We may be hunting, killing deer, or preaching, or singing, and I mean, we done played a tune on the guitar. We butchered some songs. I'm talking about good. That one I hacked up bad. Them folks probably. I tell you what, I butchered the song so bad the copyright people didn't even recognize it. Shoot this thing. Oh Lord. No, I have not looked up Christmas and where it started from, other than the only thing I was concerned with was Jesus Christ was born in a manger, and that's all it means to me. Because what I celebrate is what I'm thinking about. Just like my son's birthday, I can celebrate it on July the 17th, the day he was born, and the whole rest of the world I'll be celebrating something else that day. Facebook, they come up with a new holiday about every other day. Well, they got Daughter's Day and Son's Day and Mama's Day and your brother's, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins' day, and you have to recognize them. And then over there in some of them states here close to us, them that married their sister have to be kind of, they have special days too. So I don't pay a whole lot of attention to a lot of them holidays. I get carried away sometimes when I get on Facebook and realize that I done missed 2 or 3 holidays. I was supposed to have put a picture of one of my young'uns on there. I don't know why them pedophiles keep starting all them holidays. But I still celebrate my youngin's birthday on whatever day I want to. That's kind of the way I do it. Now, I don't know how everybody else does it, but every holiday's got something, and I don't never worry about what they think. But Christmas, for me, started when I repented of my sins, and Jesus filled me with the Holy Ghost, and I said, you know what? He was born to this world that one day, and I'm sure it wasn't right on December the 25th. But being I don't have no way of knowing exactly which day he was born, and everybody else kind of celebrates that one. That's kind of what I do. But the next thing is I kind of like old Mariah Carey's Christmas album, so I like to listen to it on repeat for a little while. And when I wear it out, I put it on that classical Christmas stuff. I listen to it. And usually by then, Halloween's almost over, and I done made everybody I know mad. And I'll be grinning from ear to ear like a possum eating sawbriars, and I turn my Christmas music up, and they trying to trick or treat. It aggravates people though when they come up here trick or treating and I'm playing Christmas music. I don't know why it bothers them so. They get all worked up. Oh, I mean, come up here huffing and a puffing with their buckets, it looks like pumpkins. Anyway. Oh, Lord. Greatest hits. Tommy Litchfield, I got several. I think I got 2 greatest hits. Oh. Tony said, what is your favorite Christmas song? Well, might be Ray Stevens. He said, Santa Claus is watching you. Oh, you wasn't ready for that one, was you? Well, and then the Chipmunks, they said Santa's gonna come in a pickup truck instead of his trusty sleigh. Oh, me. Y'all, I am having too much fun, and I don't know. I'm on one. I be, Lord. Folks get all worked up though. You start playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving. I mean, they act like, you know, you pull up beside you at the red light and they can't hear their rap music bouncing on their speakers because you got your classical Christmas music playing. They get madder than fire. Love the sound of that pack of beagles. Well, I'll tell you one that you wasn't going to hear, and that was old Highball. Old Highball was down there one night. They was running a pack of dogs and had old Highball going. They brought this city slicker fella down there wanting to go coon hunting with them. He'd never been before, and he didn't really know what to expect. Oh, they'd heard about how great a dog old Highball was. Old Highball was the greatest coon dog ever was. They got down there and said it wouldn't roll long. Said old Highball struck a trail. Oh, said he got in on him. Said you could tell when Highball was closing in. Said he got going, ooh, ha, ooh, ha, ooh, ha. Said he's ready in behind that coon. Said I know he's got to be seeing him right now. And they cutting across there. He said, and all of a sudden, said that went deathly silent. Said over 15 minutes, said they wouldn't a sound. Said that city slicker over there, said, man, what's the matter? What's happening? Said, what's wrong? He said, hush, hush, listen. Said, I think I know what's happening. Hush, listen. Said in a few minutes, said all of a sudden, ooh, ha, ooh, ha, ooh, ha. Said old Highball commenced to barking just as before. And he said, I knew it. He said it was just as I suspected. Said old Highball was running across posted land. Ooh, hound jog, it's a long ways for me to come up to Franklin to work on a garden. You, y'all seriously talking about Christmas songs, though, really on a seriously note, I really can't say that I have a favorite one. There's a lot of them I like. I grew up in a church that we had Christmas programs and we sung a lot of Christmas songs, and there's a lot of them that you know touch me, and a lot of them really. The thing probably that I really like about Christmas now is now that I have a little boy, brings back a lot of childhood memories, and there's certain songs that remind me of certain things back in when I was a little boy and looking forward to Christmas. And then to me it was all about toys and Santa Claus and all of that. And then you know it turned around whenever, like I said, honestly, when I fell in love with Jesus Christ, and he delivered me from alcohol and literally changed my life. I didn't have to work on stuff. I didn't have to focus on me, and I didn't have to go through no bunch of rigmarole to get better. And I mean, it changed like that. Stuff that I was fighting that I couldn't fix. And he put my life together. And then I asked for a son, and he gave me a son. And that's some of the greatest gifts when he filled me with that spirit. And my attitude changed, my heart changed. I mean, the things that I liked changed. And I fell in love with Christmas time. I mean, the whole ball of wax. And to sit and say, oh, there's one Christmas song is my favorite. You know, I mean, there's a lot of it. I like Silent Night and Joy to the World. But I mean, I like just the happiness of the sound of the music and the bells ringing and the decorations and the smell of the cedar and the pine and the cool, crisp air. And I mean, there's just a lot of it I like. It's the feel of the season. And the thing that I really like the most is when you pick out something to give somebody and you see the smile on their face and you see the joy and you watch kids get excited. As far as me getting presents, they ain't a thing. Nobody's gonna buy me that I ain't already bought for myself that I want. You know, I mean, very rarely at my age do I get a gift that I'm happy with. It's just stuff. So to me, it's not about the buying and the giving and all of that. It's we get together and we decorate and we celebrate and we have family time and we cook and we eat a lot, and family comes in from out of town, and we see people we hadn't seen in a while, and we buy all the kids presents, and we talk to them about they got to be good, so they can get a present, and we give our friends present, and it's about giving, and it's just a lot. And the thing I like about the whole idea of Santa Claus was Saint Nick, that started back in the old country, where this old guy just decided he wanted to buy presents for the poor. And he went around and he gave gifts and just left them outside on people's doorsteps because he knew they couldn't afford nothing, and he had a little money. And that's where it all started as far as the Santa Claus part of it. That wasn't where Christmas started, but that kind of kicked off St. Nicholas, and it grew from there. It spread. Different people started doing it, and the stories get cloudy there. I mean, there's a lot of, oh no, it started with this. It started with a guy, and I don't know what country he was in, but the stories are that he started just giving gifts, just giving people stuff this time of year, just out of the goodness of his heart. And that is a spirit of Christ. That is not a ritual holiday like we doing it for show. Yeah, there's people that do all that, but it's more than that, and that is what I like about it. It's I mean, we celebrate a lot of things. We celebrate every time you turn around in this country, in America, we celebrating something. I mean, like I said, literally, I was making jokes earlier, but with Facebook, you get on there every day, and it's National Daughters Day, it's National Sons Day, it's National Employers Day. I mean, it's always some made up new holiday. I don't know what, and it's all right. If you put a picture of your daughter because everybody else did that, there's nothing wrong with that, because you're proud of your kids. You should be. I mean, it's like we have Mother's Day, we have Father's Day, we have all these days that we celebrate different people. And you should do that because you should love them and be proud. If everybody else is going to celebrate theirs, you should have something in your life you're thankful for and celebrate it. So, I don't frown on people celebrating things. But with the music and all that, yeah, there's a lot of gospel music I love. It's hard for me to sit down. But, it's not just Christmas music either. I like old gospel hymns and the old music that we sung at church. Makes a lot. Anyway, way. We started a thing here at Christmas where on Christmas Eve, we don't do anything here on Christmas Eve, or didn't. We do now. I mean, we didn't have somewhere to be. We had always went to my grandparents up here on Christmas Eve and spent it with them. Well, they're all passed away now, and we always shot fire. I grew up as a kid shooting firecrackers, so for me on Christmas Eve, I want to shoot firecrackers. It just brings back old memories and a story about my grandpa, and I'll probably tell it closer to Christmas time when we start shooting firecrackers. But we get together now here where my wife's parents come over. They don't have anything to go to on Christmas Eve. My sister and them are usually in from out of town working and staying with mom and dad, and they'll come up here. My mom and dad will come, and whoever in the family right here connected that don't have something to go be a part of on Christmas Eve, we just get together and have an eating here. There's no presents bought for nobody. There's no, just, we get together and eat. And that is one of my favorite things. Now, then Christmas Day, it's like jam-packed full. We go to her mama's and daddy's and we open presents here. We go over there and open presents there, and then we have to fly back home and go down to my mama and daddy's at dinner, do Christmas there, and then we used to would have another Christmas with her grandma's. Well, she has passed away this year, so that will change now. I don't know what'll happen after that. So usually our day is full, like up until dinner. Like it's like rush to dinner, and then like by 3 o'clock I'm like stuffed so full I can't move, and I come home and I lay on the couch for a while. But it does. The season does get hectic, and I think a lot of people get frustrated with it and look for negativity at Christmas. because of the commercialism and the buying and pushing and selling. And, I'm for buying kids presents. I don't need a present. I mean, I like to get something for somebody I appreciate what they done in for me. But y'all, I have had Christmas for the last month. It seems every time I go to the mailbox, these packages in the mail, somebody wants to give me something. And it swells my heart because it ain't like celebrate a thing. It's like, if I like you, I want to give you something. And I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It does. I don't take anything that somebody sends up here for granted. But to say at Christmas time I expect gifts, I don't mean a thing to me as far as that. It's just the spirit of the season. And to me, I'm celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. To say he born on that day, I don't know. He may not have been. But that's what I choose. That is what I'm celebrating. And that's what it means to me. There's people all over the world that celebrate different things, celebrate it for different reasons. So that is how it'll be. And it don't matter what you celebrate. There'll be people that don't like it. They'll huff up, get mad. I just celebrate it anyway. I don't intend to offend people or hurt people's feelings, but if they get mad because I celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, they'll just have to get over it. That's all there is to it. And if they don't get over it, they can just huff and puff. Be like a big bad wolf. He's going to blow my house down. Good night, Jerome Smith. I'm going to tell you, I am not far behind y'all. This thing is on 9%. That is getting down to like 10%. It is going away fast. We've got 63 people still watching, 61 likes on there. You can't hardly get no better than that. I have had a good night. I don't want to make these lives really long and run out of stuff to talk about and be just sitting here babbling on about nothing. So, thank all of you for joining us tonight. I know some of you may be a little bit behind in joining and late coming, but hey, you got to join us. We got to carry on and play a little bit. Look forward in the morning to Just in Time will be out. I said and talked today, and I didn't scream and holler like I did last week. I didn't feel it, but I did have a heartwarming message for you. I think it'll help some people. Don't miss that coming up in the morning. I try to have it uploaded, and I try to have them done like by 7 o'clock Central Time. Sometimes I sleep late. And my thing is usually I put them on uploading while I go to bed. And then when I get up in the morning, I have to add the thumbnail and tweak a few things before I turn it on. And sometimes I don't get up early as I should. So anyway, if you got somewhere to go to church tomorrow, y'all, go to church. If you don't have a place to go to church, find a place to go to church. I think it's important. And I want to leave y'all tonight with telling you, I know a lot of you don't have a home church. You don't go to a church. Maybe you don't find a church you like. Maybe you don't agree with everything they believe in at the church. I get all of that. I encourage you to try to find a place that you can just worship. Even if you don't agree maybe with everything that goes on or what they say, maybe the Lord will find you a place that is like that. But it is good to gather together with people that believe a little similar to you believe and worship the Creator. Because He's real, and that's what He likes is your worship. When you're struggling and fighting with things, you can win those battles strictly with worship. Just by praising God in the middle of the storm. When it don't look like there's a way out, give God anyway praise. Say, Lord, I'm thankful for the breath of life. If that's the only thing I've got to be thankful for. If everything else is falling apart, I'm thankful that I'm alive today. And I have another day to make sure my heart is right with you. and I'm going to praise you for it. Find a place to go to church tomorrow. Get up, get dressed, and if you don't have a church, just drive around and find one somewhere and say, hey, I like the look of this one, and pull in the parking lot and see what it's about. You may not never go back to it. Find another one next Sunday. Go to a different one. Find one you like somewhere. But find one that the people literally stand up and lift their hands and worship God. You learn that from the trees. Every tree is reaching upwards to worship God. And that is what God created us to do, is to worship Him. And I think it's important to do that. I'm not going to sit here and condemn people to hell for not going. I'm just not going to do that, okay? Not on here. I'm not going to try to find stuff and say people's going to hell for this and going to hell for that. I'm not going to tell you going to hell if you ain't going to church, because obviously there's people's in remote places that don't have a church and they have prayer meeting at home. You can get to heaven at home, okay? But if you can find a church, I encourage you to try to go and be a part of a worship service. Find one that they worship the Lord and just worship Him. I promise you it'll warm your heart. I promise you you'll walk away feeling better. Anyway, Tommy Litchfield said, keep your powder dry. Uncle Sasquatch said, mind you top knot. Shoot straight, tight chains, all such as that. Thank y'all for joining in tonight. And my battery thing is telling me my phone is fixing to die, the iPad's fixing to die. So thank y'all tonight. We've been 122 minutes. I don't know exactly how long that is. That's good. Near over 2 hours. So we've enjoyed it. I'm finna go in here and get another cup of coffee, see what Brody's doing, see if the pressure canner is finished off and got all of my soup can. We'll see you tomorrow morning with a video at Just In Time. And then I have got several videos already filmed, ready to go for next week. So I'm getting stacked up on videos. Best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. And until next time, God bless you.